This week on The Scene, Andrew and Zachary Smith, as well as singer-songwriter Chris Madsen.
Stumbling horse, we were made for each other. Stumbling horse, we couldn't save one another, 'cause they wanted to bring me down. So they put you down. Like the wind, nothing to hold us now. Run like the wind, nothing to hold us now. Stumbling horse, we were right for each other. Stumbling horse, we tried to fight for each other, but they wanted to put me down. So they cut you down. Run like the wind, nothing to hold us now. Run like the wind, nothing to hold us now. Never know the value of anything that they can't hold. Yeah, fools who will never know.
Andrew and Zachary Smith are a father-son indie folk duo. They pride themselves on songwriting about love, betrayal, concern for the environment, and other political issues, in a style that harkens back to the days of Dylan. Andrew has won numerous awards, including the 2014 Okanagan Arts Award for Music, and is best known for his tap-style guitar. Both father and son are accomplished multi-instrumentalists. In April 2014, they released their second album, Stumbling Horse, which they recorded themselves at Lake Studios. When they go on tour, they manage to find routine amongst the chaos by playing tennis by day and music by night.
Because we have the luxury of being in the studio a lot for as long as we want, really, we end up trying a bunch of different versions of the same tune. And, sometimes Zach has a strong opinion about the arrangement on a certain tune, and he did on this last record, and I ended up taking a song that was like a full band recording song. It's called Chunk of Change, and it ended up becoming just a string section and vocals for the most part, and a bit of tap guitar. So. And so things kind of get changed a lot in the process.
We've been playing together musically for, 3 or 4 years, and we started the recording studio last year. And, I think we know kind of how hard to push, when you got an idea that you really want to get out there. And, and sometimes you got to kind of step back and let the other guy kind of go and follow his direction. And when we both kind of, butt heads on a certain idea, we kind of have to listen to the music and see what really feels right. And I think we've gotten really good at working together.
We did it one record earlier. It was called Traveling, and it was not that long after we had been playing together. Zach had finished university. We started touring together, and I think we've kind of learned how to challenge each other a bit more, to try to create stuff that's a little more out of the box and take a few more risks. And I credit Zach for kind of pushing me in new directions, and yeah, so I think this record has a really fresh kind of sound as a result. It's not what I would have done on my own. It's not what Zach would have done on his own. So I think it worked out well.
Oh, young girl, love my life. If you trust my heart, hear my advice. Find a road, let's travel to the other side. Your heart is open as the world is wide, and a heart that's true. It's gonna be blue. It's alright, darling. 'Cause the bigger the heart, the harder it falls. Yours will run when passion calls. I can't hold you anymore. My love will follow you out that door. And a heart that's true, it's gonna be blue. 'Cause the heart that's true, it's gonna be blue sometime, darling. It's alright. Man of sorrows is a friend indeed, friend of sinners, sinnermen like me. I walk his footsteps in a dusty road, till I walk beside him on streets of gold. See a heart that's true, yeah, it's gonna be blue. See a heart that's true, it's gonna be blue sometime. Leave your regrets, but carry the lesson so you don't forget your own confession. See, I'm still standing, just didn't try. Nothing to prove, nothing to hide, and a heart that's true. It's gonna be blue sometimes, it's alright. Heart that's true. You'll see through. It's alright, darling. Just a little bit longer now. Gonna see through. It's alright, girl.
we do come from the folk tradition, so we have quite a few protest songs. That's kind of part of what we do. We've written a song about how much we love the Enbridge pipeline idea, not. And so we've written, Zach wrote a song called Chemicals, which is, that's the kind of song that ended up being, having a lot more kind of synth and dance kind of elements. And so that's part of our tradition. We had some protest songs on the last record. We borrowed a song from a good friend of mine who's an amazing writer. He used to live here in the Valley. His name's Michael O'Neill, and he wrote a song called Minimum Wage, which it used to be a beautiful little folk song, and we completely wrecked that idea. And now we do a version with banjo and drums, and it's more like a strident street preacher type of song now. So I think that theme ties the record together, but it's not all that we do. We write love songs, and like I said, we even wrote that historical song. So. The weird thing is, when you finished a record and you've been working it in the studio for so long, you kind of have to learn how to play it again live. Some of these songs were tracked months ago, and we get out and play up and down the valley from time to time, but we haven't pulled out all the songs off this record. So, yeah, we definitely have to find some rehearsal time before we hit the road.
Of the resource barrel, we're drinking up the dregs, sucking the marrow, beg of those kids, pillage and borrow, we'll whip it up now like there's no tomorrow. This studio king in his Calgary tower, he's a pusher of one kind of power. Laying pipe, he's the man of the hour. Dream about the virgins he's gonna deflower. I for one am talking a good game, singing as it's going down in flames. Talking a good game. Talking a good game. Everybody's talking such a good game. Talking a good game. Hey, look, a dinosaur on the prairies. Shouldn't it be dead and buried? It's slick and rich and scary, pumping all the pain out of Fort McMurray. I, for one, have played the village clown. Happy just to get the language down. Talking a good game. Talking a good game. Everybody's talking such
Chris Madsen first picked up the guitar at age 6. Born in Missoula, Montana in 1954, his early years were filled with many nomadic adventures, moving to California, Lethbridge, Alberta, Seattle, Washington, and Vancouver, British Columbia. In 1992, he and his family moved to Vernon, BC, where he embarked upon numerous projects, including the Chris Madsen Music School, which currently has over 400 students. Chris loves working with other artists. A most recent collaboration includes fellow singer-songwriter Alana Peach.
In the last couple of years, I've been driven more to create and an inner growth that is now blossoming into the next creations. And so now that that's done, it's kind of like a fruit tree where I've gone through, the winter. And in the winter, it hasn't been a time of dormancy as much as preparing for what's coming. So there's been a lot of inner reflection in that. But having said that, there's been a huge amount of studio work and creating in that time. But now I'm sensing a propelling that I will start touring now and go be that guy again. When I do concerts now, it used to be observer observed. The audience is watching me, I'm doing my job, etc. I don't like that anymore. I prefer the tourist field of audience and I are interacting. There's a love flow, so I am giving my all, but they're returning it in this exchange. And the CD, Love and Light, Songs of Awakening, that's what that's for, so and so now when I'm doing concerts, it's going to be more directed that way. 3 of my favorite authors is Rumi, Khalil Gibran, and Lao Tzu's The Tao. And so I chose to make 3 CDs of those beautiful words of wisdom, and then I put my instrumental music behind them. And they're just going on now, just going on the market now, which is kind of cool.
There are things that happen in our lives, cuts to the core of our hearts. There are lives who leave us so soon, leaving us loving them so. As they return to heaven, to the place where love and little angels they ever live in heaven. There are angels who come for a moment, touching our lives evermore. There are angels who come for a moment, showing us how deep love can be. Then For I know the place where love and little angels they ever live, they ever live in heaven.
Well, where I live, it's called the ashram. And the reason is because whatever I have is surrendered to this awakening, this love. And so people kind of flow through there. And Alana's lived there for some time now, the beautiful soul that she is. And in that, I've gotten to know her very well, as she knows me very well. And in that, as witnessed here, she has an incredible voice. Just, it's definitely world class. And not only that, her spirit is so pure and clear and amazing that way that it only makes sense to combine some of my works with her beautiful gifts and talents. And I'm so grateful that she's so willing to participate in those endeavors.
We're talking about doing a concert in the near future where I would work and bring my work to performing in a concert my songs as well as his songs. So that is in the workings behind stages right now. And yeah, just going with the flow. We're doing markets in Vernon on Fridays, every Friday, from 4 till 7, so we're playing music there. And just kind of whatever's in the flow, just playing it by ear. It's fun. From time to time, he will bring up a song that he's written and have me sing it, which is really fun for me. And then I'm also writing my own songs. So from time to time, he will play on to some of my songs. And I want to do a recording with that. So we'll see how that comes together into a CD, into making an album. Just kind of, again, go with the flow and see how the co-creation expands into the body of work.
I'm always passionate. There's inspired means in spirit, and there's always this inner drive, and the music is the expression of it. It's like I remember when I was 8 years old, praying in front of the kitchen sink, Lord, please let me be a musician. That's how far back this goes, right? And I'm sure I was born, just as when I was born, it was encoded in me that this is what I was to do.
For more information about this week's performers, you can find them on the web.
And I've been found